Hello and welcome to Teams App Camp. In this video, let's walk through the lab to add a dialog in the app to capture input from user without navigating away from the tab app. I'm Rabia Williams, Cloud Advocate at Microsoft. This video is to accompany the Dialog lab in App Camp. Note that you'll need to complete lab A01 to A03, which builds out the core application before starting this one, as they build on one another. You can find all the AppCamp labs at aka.ms/app-camp. Up to this point of the lab, you have created the core application Northwind Orders app, which is a personal tab that uses Teams SSO and styling, which retrieves your orders and display them for you in the My Orders tab. Now let's extend the application by adding additional capability. In this lab, we will add a dialog to our existing Teams app. Dialogs, as they are called in version 2 of the Teams JS SDK, are modal pop-up experiences in Teams application that can display web pages as IFrames or adaptive cards. This can greatly simplify the user experience when a data input is required and gives your application an opportunity to interact one-on-one with a user, even in a group environment. Today you'll learn how to build a dialog using a web page, how to launch a dialog from a tab using the Teams JavaScript SDK, how to submit data from the dialog back to the tab that launched it. In the order details page, we'll have a new button added, which will add notes, which is saved back into order information. And this is done through a dialog. So now let's get started by visiting the lab site. Go to microsoft.github.io/app-camp to visit the site. Once you're on the home page, using the top navigation, select Extended Labs. These are the labs that you will use to extend the existing code application you have built using labs in Path A or Path B. And these are your adventures, so make sure you have fun doing them. Select Add a Dialog and let's go through the instruction. You can see the concepts, which will link to the documentation on dialog and features we're building in this lab for Northwind Orders app. Now time for code change. Next we'll see the code changes. We're going to add 2 files into existing core application. So open your application in an editor of your choice, preferably Visual Studio Code, which I'm using here today. Under the folder pages, which is inside client folder, add the new HTML form, which is the order notes form.html, and copy the HTML code that is given in the lab. This is your form that will open up as a dialog, and to accompany with it, we have the order notes form.js file that we will create and copy code into it. Now we're using Microsoft Teams SDK's Microsoft Teams.dialog.submit, as you can see here, to pass the form values back into a callback function. These are the 2 new files you'll be adding. Next, we will see what are the other code changes you need. Next, go to order details.html file, which is in the same folder, and add a button, which will open up our dialog. Now go to the JavaScript module of the same file, which is order details.js, and add the following code snippets. First, we will import the Teams SDK and Teams helper module. Now in the display UI function, we define a constant to get the button element for the button that we just added. Next, we will add an event listener for the button that we added, which will then open up the dialog. You can see here we use the SDK to call this Microsoft Teams.dialog.open to open the dialog. And this is the callback function, which will take the values from the dialog back into it and then process it. Finally, we will make some changes in the server.js file. This is to expose the Teams app ID as an environmental variable to be used in the client-side page. This trick must be familiar to you already. Go to the requests app.get modules env.js and add Teams app ID into it. Now all code changes are done. You should be able to test this feature in your app. To test your application, run npm start from the working folder Once the server is running, make sure you also have your ngrok running. Go to Teams and open your Northwind Orders app. You should be in your My Orders app and click on any of the order, which will take you to the order details page, and you can see the new button here, Add Notes. Select the button. It opens up the dialog form. You can add details and select Save. This data will go back into your order details. You can add as many notes as you want. Thanks for watching this AppCamp video. Complete instruction for this lab is at aka.ms/app-camp. Once you've completed it, you can continue any of the extended labs. Hope you have a smooth sailing and that you enjoy doing Microsoft Teams AppCamp.